I've ever seen anything Chucky related. I knew about the TV show that came out a while ago, and the only other thing I watched was when Chucky was on Halloween Havoc and WWE back when I used to watch it a lot. I still like wrestling, just don't watch it as much because the product really isn't that good. But let's get back to this. They do leave some things unresolved. Maybe they talk about it in the sequel, but most movies don't. Plus, I don't even know what the sequel's about and if it has the same cast. And I won't get to watch it soon since this is the only one I was able to find was the very first movie. Which is still lucky, I guess. Anyways, the movie ends with one thing that they definitely should have resolved, and that Andy is still framed for murder, the little 6-year-old boy, because he's in a psych ward and one of the doctors gets killed by Chucky. And they think Andy did it. And it's not like something they should have forgot about, I don't think. Because it was in like the last 20 minutes of the movie. So it was pretty close to the end. And it was kind of part of the setup for the end. This poster, Chucky kind of looks like the Grinch. I don't like this poster. I'm going to find a different one. That one doesn't look the best either. Collector's edition. Chucky looks really good in the movie, though, for it being an 80s movie. I did not expect the movie to start with a shootout. But I also didn't expect the movie to go the way it did. The movie is more of, like a lot of the flicks we get nowadays, where it's a revenge flick. One of the main characters wants to get revenge on people that wronged him. Well, in this, it's a cop that killed him, and the getaway driver abandoning him instead of helping him out, because he didn't want to get caught by the cops. And that's how the movie starts. It's a really good movie. A lot of popular movies I usually don't like as much as other people, or I think they're decent, or I can see why people like them a lot, but I just don't like them a lot. This movie I actually really did enjoy. I just don't like how they had Andy framed for murder and then just forgot about it. It was definitely a big part of the ending. They also have this random guy, John, to explain how Chucky, was able to be, and that this serial killer, Charles Lele, I don't think he was exactly a serial killer, but they do talk about how he was known for robbing and shit. So I don't know why John worked with him. He says he used this shit for evil and stuff like that. But when did he start using it for evil? Or did John just not pay attention enough? Or not watch the news, or just anything? John does get killed after Chucky says he won't kill him. Not very surprising. There's some pretty gruesome deaths. Others aren't as gruesome. But it's a pretty good for an 80s movie. I still think it was a bit ridiculous how the first person died, Maggie. They do explain that Chucky was on the counter, and then that's how he killed her. But he hit her in the head once with a hammer, and she just barrels herself out a window. It's just a bit ridiculous. Not to mention it was a toy hammer. Because later, the cop gives it to the other cop for evidence and asks him if he's joking or not. But you're telling me that's what killed her? is one shot to the head with a hammer. It does get better because she falls into a car, and it is awesome. It's really good for an older movie. It makes the black phone, definitely disappointing with their 2 kills, which one was a choking kill, another one was an axe to the head, and this had some really brutal kills. A dude got electrocuted to death, other dude got stabbed in the heart. Even Chucky dying was kind of brutal for a doll. He got burned, shot his head off, and then shot in the heart. It's a pretty decent start to a series, but I haven't seen any of the other movies, so I can't really talk about those. The Chucky series is on Peacock, so I might watch it when I get time, or I might not, because I haven't seen any other movies. If it references or spoils even just the second movie, that really wouldn't be that fun. But I do plan, when I finish Jesse, to start another new TV series. And I think I'm going to watch Spectacular Spider-Man, because I wanted to review that TV series years ago, and I never got to it. Then after that, I'm going to do Wolverine and the X-Men. Then I might watch the Freddy Krueger show, now that I found out about that, and it's on Tubi TV. And for being a rated R movie, there was only one F-bomb, and it was decently funny. There's a scene where Chucky's riding the elevator to go kill Andy, which is also ironic because the kid in Toy Story is named Andy. And this is a movie about a doll. Anyways, you're like, oh, look, some kid left their doll. And he's like, well, leave it alone. Whoever lost it will come and get it later. And when she's leaving the elevator, she calls it an ugly doll. And Charlie, I guess he can call him Charlie, since that was his real name. But Chucky utters the only F-bomb in the movie, where he simply says, fuck you. Because he did not like that the lady called him an ugly doll.